Exclusive Jared Leto got handsy, creeped out bartender, sent shower selfie, bombarded me with texts. Oscar winner Jared Leto followed a young bartender out to her car after she declined his handsy advances before bombarding her with texts and a near-naked selfie, Page 6 can reveal. Gracelisa Akers was 25 and working behind the bar at the Orbit Room in Grand Rapids, Michigan, back in April 2011 when Leto's band, 30 Seconds to Mars, performed. After spotting the attractive brunette, Leto sent over a flunky to say he wanted to meet her, inviting her to a party in his dressing room. Such behavior echoes that of 4 women who came forward this week to accuse the star of criminal sexual conduct, saying he had made advances, and in some cases slept with them, while they were still teenagers and he was in his 30s and 40s.
Fruit flies taking over your kitchen? This discreet plug-in trap uses light to attract flying insects, then captures them on a replaceable adhesive cartridge, without noisy zapping or messy sprays. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/1 right now.
In Gracelisa's case, her evening with the actor and singer soon became fraught. I can tell immediately, just from being around the industry, when men are trying to use their status symbol as a power play, she told Page 6. Leto, now 54, had first greeted Gracelisa with an elbow bump, claiming to be a germaphobe and refusing to shake hands with others, although she noted his later behavior contradicted this. They swapped numbers, and he invited her to his dressing room, which was full of his band members and bar staff. When I got up there, he immediately beelined for me, Gracelisa told us. I could tell that he was looking for a hookup, but that's not what I was offering. He offered me a drink, and I said no. That was the first red flag. He seemed to be irritated, but I said I have to drive home. And he was certainly not a germaphobe. He was grabbing at me, playing with my hair. His hands were around my waist and on my hips, and he was trying to hold my hand, she told us. But it was very one-sided. I thought, hey buddy, I'm not into you. I thought, take no for an answer, dude, you're not getting laid tonight. When his camp headed out to Denny's, she went to leave. His hands were all over me, and he got more irritated, she recalled. He was trying to pull me towards him, and he was so close I could smell his breath. I made it clear that I was not into this, and I said goodbye and grabbed my stuff. He followed me out and cornered me as I'm trying to get into my car. He said, you're never going to see me again, let's just FK Denny's and go eat on the tour bus. He told me, we don't need to do anything, and had me positioned in a way that I couldn't move. Gracelisa is just 5 ft tall, while Leto stands around 5 ft 9 ins, although she made it clear that he was not violent. I said, no, I am leaving, I feel uncomfortable. I got in my car and went home. Then he bombarded with all these texts, more and more texts, asking me to come back. By now, it was like 3 or 4 am. I even woke up to a text from him about going to breakfast the next morning, she said. Gracelisa deleted the texts and photos, but still has Leto's phone number, which we have verified belongs to the actor. 2 months later, she revealed, I got another text. It was a selfie in the mirror. He had a towel over his waist, as if he had just showered, and it was just covering his junk. The caption was just a room number, NYC, the name of a hotel, and the message, hurry up, I'm waiting. I replied, I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan. You sent this to the wrong Grace. I hope whoever she is, she did not show up, but he was really persistent. It's just an ick. Gracelisa, now 41 and a mom of 2 and the owner of her own salon in Michigan, added, I know he didn't physically hurt me. But I think the unwillingness to take no for an answer shows a pattern of aggressive behavior and entitlement when he didn't get his way. Gracelisa's claim comes as Page 6 can reveal Leto has hired Bulldog attorney Alex Spiro, with a top legal source saying, you don't hire Alex Spiro unless you think have got some exposure. I know that many women have made claims against Leto, the source added. There is no doubt in my mind he has settled with some of them, so they wouldn't talk about him. We have reached out to Spiro for comment, as well as a rep for Leto. In a 2013 interview with Rolling Stone, Leto said he preferred to be single. I was never very proficient with the ladies when I was younger, but I started making up for lost time, he said. Leto went on to win an Oscar for his role as a transgender person in Dallas Buyers Club in 2014 and still performs with his band. One of the women who came forward this week claimed in a BBC documentary she was sexually assaulted in a motel bathroom by Leto when she was 17. Another said the Tron star threatened her with sexual assault when she was 19. A third told how she had underage sex with the star in California when she was 17, classified as statutory rape in the state. Leto shrugged off a conversation about the age of consent being 18 in the U.S. state, she alleged. The fourth woman described being groomed by Leto, saying he abused his celebrity status by making repeated sexually explicit phone calls to her when she was 16. On at least one occasion, she says he suggested they should have sex. Leto furiously denied the allegations, saying in a statement, "I have never sexually assaulted anyone in my entire life. These claims are absolutely and categorically false." 30 Seconds to Mars are due to start a 17-date European and UK next April, kicking off in Lisbon. We have reached out to promoters Live Nation to see whether they are investigating the most recent claims on Leto. We have also reached out to the band's record label, Concord Records, to ask if they are launching an investigation. Leto found fame and became a schoolgirl crush as the brooding Jordan Catalano opposite Claire Danes in 90s TV show, My So-Called Life. The star is the frontman of 30 Seconds to Mars, while his older brother, Shannon, is the drummer. The brothers have thrown bizarre retreats for superfans, whom they dub the Echelon, including a weekend trip to Croatia in 2019, which Leto joked about being a cult. The boys had a remarkable rise, growing up raised by a single mom, Constance, and were food stamp poor, Leto once said. "It was the 1970s, the age of the artist and the hippie, and my exposure to that shaped me in a really deep way," he told Mr. I had no concept of the word fame. He starred in films including Morbius, Requiem for a Dream, and Blade Runner 2049, finding infamy through his method acting and pranks he played on his fellow actors. News that explained that it was all part of his character, the Joker. "I did a lot of things to create a dynamic," he revealed, to create an element of surprise, spontaneity. Leto, who has dated stars including Cameron Diaz and been linked with others including Scarlett Johansson, was most recently in a relationship with Russian model Valery Kaufman up until 2022 and has since been linked with model Thet Thin. He was last seen playing Skeletor in Masters of the Universe, released in theaters on June 5, and before that he appeared in Disney's Tron, Ares last year. "Had I given in against my wishes because of his fame, I could have been in the same shoes as those poor girls who made claims this week," said Gracelisa. And I'm certain there's many more that he struggled hearing no from as well. Bringing to light this type of behavior and validating victims is something everyone should get behind. Conversation, your voice matters. Discussions are moderated for civility. Read our guidelines. Jared Leto sent a near-naked selfie like this one to Gracelisa Akers after bombarding her with texts. Jared Leto/Instagram Gracelisa Akers told Page 6 Leto made it clear he wanted to hook up. Gracelisa Akers, at right, sitting on the bar at the Orbit Room, Michigan, was working at the venue in April 2011 when 30 Seconds to Mars performed. Gracelisa Akers Leto performing with his band at the Orbit Room on April 19, 2011. Rick Z YouTube Akers said Leto sent a flunky over to introduce them, before inviting her up to his dressing room for a party. Rick Z YouTube Akers is seen with her hands up, behind the bar the Orbit Room, as 30 Seconds to Mars played. Gracelisa Akers Leto won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for Dallas Buyers Club in March 2014. Getty Images Leto's co-star Matthew McConaughey won the Best Actor Oscar. Getty Images Leto played Rayon in Dallas Buyers Club. He lost around 30 pounds to play the character, a HIV-positive transgender person. Anne Marie Fox, the actor, seen at the London premiere of Suicide Squad in August 2016, made headlines when he revealed he had sent used condoms and sex toys to his co-stars, including Margot Robbie. Bennett Vane Leto posted this selfie of himself from Thailand in 2024. Jared Leto slash Instagram Cameron Diaz was one of Leto's high-profile girlfriends. GC Images Leto's last lengthy romance was with Russian model Valery Kaufman. LESE slash BACKGRID Leto was spotted with model Thin in the stands at the French Open in Paris in June 2023. Best Image slash BACKGRID Leto joked that his fans were in a cult and threw a retreat for his 30 seconds to Mars followers in Croatia in 2019. 30 Seconds to Mars ex Leto, speaking at his retreat, calls their fans the Echelon. Jared Leto Instagram, the actor last appeared on screen as Skeleton in Masters of the Universe. Amazon MGM.